Hi everybody, I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you were able to take some time out of your busy schedules to cover our business plan in a day workshop. The reason why this is so cool and so important for you to be here is because we're going to learn how to create a killer business plan, and we're going to do it in one day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I want to talk to you a little bit about the things that we've been putting off in our lives. Sometimes we put off launching a business because maybe I'll just do it next year. Maybe I'll do it when I'm ready to wrap up my job where I'm currently at. Maybe next year I'll launch that business, and maybe if you already have a business, maybe next year I'll stop struggling. That'll be my year that I can finally get everything launched and do it the right way. Well, the first thing I want to ask is why? Let's stop analyzing this to death. Let's stop figuring out that there's maybe a next year. Let's start acting. Let's do something now, because I think this is the year that you're now ready to start your own business or to expand your existing operations. So the next phase that we want to move into is answering just a few questions in your plan, but you're going to illustrate that to your investors as they're looking at what you are putting together. The first one is the problem that you are solving. That's what your investors are going to want to know. Or, another way to put that, why are your products or services needed in the market? The next area that you'll want to focus on is, what is your sustainable competitive advantage? That's a fancy way of saying, how will you prevent your competitors from taking your customers? So think about that for just a minute. And we'll answer that question today throughout the workshop. The next area would be, what are your barriers to entry? Or, an easier way to put that, why will you succeed where others may have failed or may not have reached their full potential? We're going to answer that question today. The next one would be, what is your true market opportunity, or how many customers can you really reach? Then the last thing that you're going to want to answer to your for your investors in this investor-ready business plan that we're going to create, what is your critical path to customer acquisition? That's a fancy way of saying it. Another way is, when will you start selling? If you can answer those questions within your plan, and I'm going to show you how to do that, then you'll have a plan that's investor-ready that you can take out to your potential investors. All right, so the next area we'd like to cover would be the business plan never-evers. Now, the reason why we call it the never-evers is this is the area you want to stay away from. These are things you don't want to do or include in your plan. The first one, obviously, is why we're all here today to avoid, is you're here to plan. You're here to put together your plan, and you've done a great job so far. But failing to plan in the first place is a huge mistake. How many of you have ever heard of people that have just thrown a business together, wrote it on the back of a napkin, and then started their company? Well, how long did they last, or did they get their capital? Because you can't do that in today's market anymore. We're done with that equation. You've got to have a good, solid plan. So the next area would be underestimating your competition. And if you're underestimating your competition, you're going to have problems in your company. This is one mistake that even large companies have made over the years. When you end up underestimating what your competitors can do and what they can achieve, they end up starting to erode away at your own business and start taking customers away from you. So never underestimate how powerful your competitors can become. So the next area would be underestimating the capital that you will need. This is the number one problem. Even though it's number 8 on our list here, it's the number one problem why businesses fail, is that we as business owners fail to estimate how much capital we need to make the company work and how to make it successful. The last area that I wanted to focus on in the business plan never-evers is not including social media in your marketing strategy. Today's environment in business requires us to have a good social media campaign. Just like we need a business card, just like we need a phone number, just like we need a website, we need to start including all the other areas in our social media campaign to help get the word out, because that's what our competition is doing. They're utilizing social media in a huge way. Okay, we did it. We can wrap it up. We made it all the way through. We got her done. What a day. This has been awesome to get all of this completed with everybody. Oh, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for sticking with it. I'm proud of you for showing up today. I'm proud of you for taking the time and making the effort to write an incredible business plan. We're going to be here for however long you need us to afterwards, but just remember that as you've gone through this plan, you now have the potential to become great in this business that you're going to be launching, or this new product that you're going to be putting together and launching and raising capital for. The cool thing is, we crossed the finish line. We did it together. Congratulations. Good luck going forward, and thanks again for attending.